Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today is just a civilian pocket carry option or recommendation video. A lot of my videos are military, obviously, with things that we can get in the shop at or we can get from supply or military items, surplus stuff. And I wanted to do a video on civilian options, just based off some of those items that I carry, things that we can find very easily on the civilian side that'll work in an urban environment as well as a wilderness environment. And we're going to go over those right now. Now, that first item is going to be a bandana. 100% cotton cloth, a large bandana, especially one that is bright colored like this. Makes a good signal. If we drop it, we can find it easily. We can use this to gather different resources while we're out in the wilderness, or we can even use it with a rock inside wrapped up as a weapon in an urban environment called a sling bob. But we can use this to make char, for tinder, to make fire. We can use this to get it wet, soak up water, to drink that water, or simply wear this wet cloth around our neck or our head to cool ourselves off. There's a lot of different things we can do with just a 100% cotton cloth like this, much like a military cravat. This goes right in the back pocket, very lightweight. We can use it as an extra piece of clothing. The uses for this are endless, and it's lightweight. It's too easy to carry this, and we can find these all over the place. So that's the first item, is a bandana. All right, the next item is just going to be a hank of paracord. You can see we already have an end-of-the-line bowline knot on one end, so we can just grab this, pull it out, and extend it and use it rapidly. We can use this to make shelter. We can use this to construct different items with natural materials we may find around us. We can use this with the guts inside as fish line or traps or snares. A lot of different uses with paracord. Plus, we can even put this in our shoes as our shoelaces, so we don't have to carry this. It's already on us in the form of our shoelaces. But just a small hank of cordage can be used for a lot of different things. Plus, it's lightweight and can go right in our pocket. Very easy to carry. So that's going to be our second item, a hank of paracord. All right, the next item is chapstick. We should always carry chapstick in our pocket to help treat our lips, because you can always tell a steely-eyed killer by the suppleness of his lips. But this is also petroleum jelly, so if we have cotton material like our bandana or the lint from our socks or our belly button, we can use this to extend the life of that flammable material, extend the flame to make it last longer, to get a fire going in inclement weather. Plus, we could put something underneath the cap to act as tinder that way. But this is something that's too easy to put in our pocket to maintain ourselves, those chapped lips if it's a dry, arid environment, and even help protect our cuticles in a colder environment and prevent our skin from cracking here around our fingers, where we're going to be using our hands most often in cold weather. So carry chapstick. Next, flashlight. It's always good to be able to see where you're going, so a little pocket flashlight is good, especially in an urban environment and even a wilderness environment. When the lights go out and the world turns green, everything changes. So we want to have a flashlight to keep boogeyman away at night, or at least be able to see where we're going. So a small flashlight is going to be another good item to have as a civilian carry option. Next, always have a lighter. A lighter is good because it gives us instant flame. We can wrap this thing in tape. The tape acts as tinder or flame extender. Plus, it's bright orange, so if we drop it, we'll be able to find it in the wilderness, hopefully. But we have instant flame to get a fire going. We just hold this thing down and ignite our fire material. Plus, even without the fuel, the spark is good because it can ignite fine tinder material like that char. With our bandana, if we turn some into char material for that next fire mentality, we have another way to get fire going very easily. And so a lighter, bright colored, duct tape, full of fuel, number one fire starter right in our pocket. Right, another item that we can carry on us at all times is just going to be a simple utility knife or folding knife. We have the pocket clip right here, so it sits right inside our pocket, one-handed open. We can use this to process game, process firewood material, harvest different things off the landscape. We can use this. It's just a basic utility knife to cut open boxes or whatever we need to. But a simple utility knife, a single blade option, is great for everyday tasks as well as survival. It's not going to have the most tools on it, obviously, because it's a single blade, but that utility blade can do a lot for us. We can even put a grind on the top or the spine of the knife right here to use as a striker for a ferro rod, or simply to make shavings. But a utility knife is always good. Lightweight option, goes right in the pocket, and we can also use it for self-defense in the event we have to. So a good option right here. Now, besides that utility knife or that folding knife in our pocket, that lightweight option, we could go with a different knife like a Swiss Army knife. This one has more tools, obviously, and there are a bunch of different stories of guys surviving with Swiss Army knives in their pockets. They're Alaskan bush pilots that have gone down and had to survive for a few days using a Swiss Army knife. Lieutenant Leon Crane in the book 81 Days Below Zero had a pocket knife in his pocket when he had to bail out of his aircraft after a mechanical failure, and he survived 81 Days Below Zero, thus the name or the title of the book, with a pocket knife, a book of matches, and a letter from his father in his pocket. And those items were able to give him fire, keep him warm long enough until he found different hunting cabins and made his way back to safety or back to the air base and got recovered. So having a Swiss Army knife is definitely a good option. We could carry both a simple folder as well as a Swiss Army knife. We have just a main blade, that saw, which is one of the best wilderness tools right here on any knife or multi-tool is that saw. We've got a smaller blade we can use for processing game, can opener, bottle opener. We've got scissors. I really like scissors on multi-knives just because we can use these to trim our nails or trim our hair or cutting thread very easily. We've got that reamer or awl for drilling. The reamer or the awl, the saw and the knife on here are going to be the best wilderness tools. This helpful hook, and then even a corkscrew. And we've got that mini Firefly ferro rod in there as a way to give us fire. So we have a cutting implement as well as a combustion device just right here in this nice pocket carry, this Swiss Army knife. And of course, Swiss Army knives are great. They're a good multi-tool, but one of the best multi-tools that we can carry is going to be just an actual multi-tool, whether it's a Leatherman or a Gerber or any other model out there. We want to get a good one, even SOG. But a multi-tool, in my opinion, is going to be the #1 survival tool that we can carry on our person because we have the pliers that gives us an extra pair of hands. We can cut wire, we can strip wire. We can even use these pliers to pull something hot off the fire or at least hold a fish hook in place for us to remove it from a fish's mouth or reattach our line. It just gives us that extra set of hands so we can protect our fingers, our most important survival tool being our hands. But with this, obviously we have can opener, bottle opener, screwdriver, got scissors on this one. We can use the scissors or at least the immovable portion here as a reamer or an awl itself. Got different screwdrivers, small and large. And then on the outside, I prefer having a multi-tool where we have the main tools easily accessible on the outside like this. So we have just our cutting blade, our straight blade. We have that saw, another good tool. Again, having a saw as a pocket carry item is going to be great in a wilderness setting. A serrated blade that we can use to process game or cut rope so we can save our main blade. And then we have that file with a fine side as well as a coarse side that we can use to sharpen fish hooks, sharpen nail points, sharpen other blades that we may have as part of our kit, like a Swiss Army knife. Having a tool like this is going to be probably one of the best, if not the best pocket carry tools, in my opinion, that we can take with us into the bush. And then I have two honorees for this type of pocket carry kit. Not really pocket carry items, but things that we should carry inside a small backpack or take with us as items in a civilian environment. We should always have some sort of water bottle, a metal water bottle like this, especially that one that I've dropped in the parking lot. Single walled. We can put this over a fire and actually boil water inside. We can collect it up. We can use that bandana to help strain the water, and then use that paracord to help suspend this over a fire if we have to. This is 1 U.S. quart, 32 ounces or 1 liter. And we could even use iodine tablets or chemical means to treat water inside this metal canteen. This is a great thing to have. Everybody should carry a water bottle at all times. Stay hydrated, bring it with you, throw it in the backpack. It's too easy to carry this and then fill it up as we move around in urban society. We can grab bottles of water, just dump it in here so we're not drinking tap water that may be contaminated, or we can fill this up from a stream and then move to our camp, put it over a fire, boil that water, treat it to make it safe to drink and stay hydrated. So a water bottle. And then the last thing that I would recommend throwing in a backpack, just having on us at all times as a carry item, is going to be a larger tool that's been around for thousands and thousands of years, and that is just a simple hatchet. Depending on our area, we can carry a hatchet, we can carry a saw, we can carry a parang, we can carry a Spetsnaz Special Forces shovel if we want to. But a hatchet, like this one with a very light head, under a pound, means that we can swing this repeatedly over and over without getting tired, but we can also control it if we have to do finer carving skills. The drawback with this is that we're not going to be able to do fine carving skills exactly as we would want to, which is why we carry other tools with us, and even things that have saws. But with this, we can take down material now and not have to craft other different tools like batons or mallets or wedges to take down material. With a hatchet, especially a very sharp one like this that's been used a lot, we can just go to work and start crafting our shelter, building our shelter to get warm, get out of the elements, and even harvesting firewood material. So we can combine it with our lighter, ignite it, blow it into flame, and then get that fire going. So fire and shelter are very easy with just a simple tool like this and our lighter. But then with that bottle, we can boil water and make it safe to drink. And so we can rely on this to provide us with shelter as well as firewood material. And this thing requires no additional tools that we would have to craft off the landscape. So a small hatchet, again, or a machete or some sort of saw would be one of the best options. This is lightweight, easy, it's very cheap, and we can throw it in our backpack, and that gives us a great kit carry right there, ready to go. Really hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks.